I'm Simon Hall, grassroots referee, and I wanted to talk about different ways of managing games. And I'm happy for comments below. Click on it if you've seen it, click like, click replay. But comment below on how you officiate your games, because people's plan A's are different to other people's plan A's. But I wanted to give some training out there to make people think, oh, right, that's what he's doing, or she's doing. So, for instance, in my pre-match, I often tell the captains, quite straightforward, I will referee the game that they play. So if they're passing and moving, I'm the happiest person on the pitch, because it's often said, oh, it's making it about the referee and stuff, or they're making it about themselves, or she is, and that's not true, because in that pre-match, if you play football, you won't see me. I'll duck out aside and you'll not see me. If you start kicking, then I get involved. So often it's about looking at the players and saying, oh, hang on a second, I started kicking, look at the referee stepping his game up. Yeah? Or she steps a game up here, look at her, she's killing the game. So, but she's killing the game for a reason, because everyone's stopped listening. So plan A, right? My plan A is very straightforward. I love a game of football, like everybody else, and I will manage that game. My plan A is I'm going to go out and I'm going to talk and communicate with the players, and as long as they're listening, then that's fantastic. Unless it's an obvious caution, you get that. And I try and duck out the game. I don't blow my whistle after every goal. I avoid blowing the whistle as much as I possibly can, because then when I do, the effect it's quite oh gosh, he has blown his whistle type thing. So kick off, obviously first off, second half I do blow my whistle and to end the game, but after each goal I don't, because it actually says in the laws of the game it's just a clear signal. Okay, it doesn't necessarily say blow your whistle. So my plan A is quite straightforward. I'm going to enjoy the game as long as the players are. Okay, I want the game to flow the best it can, and if that means that an under-8s game, yeah, under-8s games, under-9s games, I still do them. Okay, if it's a foul throw, I'll be honest with you, I'm totally lenient, because they just need the ball in play. They will learn from the ball being in play. But as they get older, you get your shouts off, keep your feet on the floor, keep your feet, and that type of thing. Plan B. Now, plan B is the kicking has started. So I'll start killing the game. So a little niggle that I probably let go, I will now pull it back. Okay, I won't be given anywhere near as many advantages. That will be slowed down. And the chances are, during plan B, I will get hit by the ball, because I get a bit too much on top of play. Just to make sure that everybody knows I am there and I am watching. My vocal goes even higher, and I do communicate a lot on the pitch. So it's interesting when you do the foreign competitions and stuff. It's a whole different ball game, but that's for another day. So my plan B is, and you know what, and yeah, the cards will probably be looking at being used in my plan B. Now, I do sort of have a plan C, in the sense of when everybody stopped listening. Okay, my communication literally starts disappearing, and that's it, to a T. Everything's done, every foul, everything. I go for everything. There's just no point. They're not interested. The way I look at it, if I get to plan C, they're not interested in playing football. They're more interested in either arguing with me or kicking lumps out of the opposition, or both of them. So I have a different thing when it comes to plan C. So I have the 3 different steps, and I can go up and down those steps. Right, what happens if you've got a game that you've never experienced before, and you're going, oh, this is new? I had one at weekend, and I'm going to openly tell you who it was. I refereed Sheffield United ladies first team in-house friendly it was, and quite a few of those players I've kind of from the really young age on the Sheffield and Hallamshire Girls, which is absolutely phenomenal, by the way. I've watched them grow. Now, when I used to be on the promotion route. When I was on that promotion trail, I can tell you now that one of my favourite games I had was Leeds United and Blackburn Rovers ladies at Ellen Road, and it was a phenomenal game. There were about 1,000 people in watching, and I walked off that pitch, and I was shattered, because when you walk out the tunnel, it begins at Leeds. You've got that stand opposite, and it is really, really daunting. And they played a really, really good game, both of them. It were end to end, which I was quite a bit fitter then. But it was really, really good. Now, I'm going to go forward quite a few years to this game on Saturday, and to see the level of these girls, some of which I've seen grow up. Obviously, some have been brought in. For 15 minutes, I was in awe at what I was watching. I was in awe. And I know I made a couple of mistakes in the first 15 minutes. I was too busy watching the football. It was fantastic. The passing, the moving, the diagonals, the use of the keeper was different. The speed that they actually played at was, I tell you what, if you haven't watched women's football, you've got to go. It's on a whole new level. It's absolutely brilliant. Now, I've heard people criticise it regards the passion and the tackles. It's not. They just get the tackles right the majority of the time, and when they do get a kick on the ankle and stuff, they get back up. They play football. They play football how it should have been played. But what I'm going to come back to is me having to change my game, because I had a right back who was dropping the ball 45 yards to the left winger on the run, who controlled the ball. Now, I did it. It was a friendly, so I had no assistance. I was on my own on this one. It was phenomenal to look at the skill and the vision of these girls. Now, I've watched it as it's progressed. I've watched Sheffield FC as they progressed through. I've watched Sheffield United as they've progressed through, and been to England games and all that type of thing, and seen the skill. But to be a referee, where my natural game is to be within 10 to 15 yards of play, to not be 10, 15 yards was completely out of my comfort zone. I had to step out of it to referee the game. After the first 15 minutes of me being in awe of the skill and everything else, and being, I suppose, proud of these amazing girls that have made it so far and are still going to go further. And truthfully, under that management team, I think they will. I'm quite sure they will. It was brilliant to watch. And, and they're playing their own development team, or reserves. I don't know what they call themselves nowadays, but they were just as good. They would fit into the system either way. So me as a referee, I've got to watch this game, and I'm thinking, what do I do? And I'm pulling on a lot of years of experience to say, I need to be here, I need to be there, I need to be coming out wide, I need to be... I have a thing sometimes that I won't go for the distance and get close by, because I'll go for the angle instead. But how do you do that when the balls that they're playing are phenomenal and completely leaving you out of your natural comfort zone of position? I did over 5 miles on that particular game, and it was end-to-end stuff, and it was interesting to actually learn on the job, changing my game so I could get angles for offsides when they were running at the speed that they were running at. And the fact that a player could pull it out of anywhere, and you'd look and you'd see the obvious ball, and then they'd switch to play within a split second that completely froze where your angle was going to be. What I'm saying is that as referees, you've got to learn to change your game for the benefit of the match that you are officiating. Now, if you agree, great, comment below. If you don't agree, comment why. Some people, I know you're out there and you have a game and you referee it the same week in, week out, and the cards fly and everything else like that, and some weeks they don't, especially if they know you, because, a number of players know a number of referees, and they'll often say, keep your mouth shut today, and that type of thing, and reputation goes before you. There's no right and wrong answer, but what I will say is that, if you're like me, you like to blend into the background on a football match the majority of the time, then that's great. But sometimes you've got to change your game, because the football and the quality of the football is unbelievable. So it gave me real appreciation of everybody up towards the top. So those who say, oh, it's easy, could have done this, could have done that, they should have done this. I tell you what, it ain't easy. It really is not easy. When you take a step up, now I was at that level. I was refereeing at that level on a regular basis once upon a time. But I wasn't, because the game's gone that far. The women's game it's exponentially, it's changed. It's absolutely fantastic. You know, so what I'd say to you is, as referees, you know, I think it's good to have a plan A, B, and C, and now a D for me. Yours might be really hard from the off, and then you let it go a little bit more as the game goes on, and, you know, that type of thing. But you've still got different styles and different planning. So just as a thought on there, comment below what different things that you would add to your game, you know, and the fact that, you know, I know some people struggle with teams that play the long ball game. I'm one of them, and a very, very good friend taught me to go out wider and not run as much. Now, again, it was out of my comfort zone, and it's even harder when you've got one team that plays long ball and the other one plays football. But what I'll say to you is, when you're going out on a Sunday, Saturday, midweek, whenever, you know what you're going to do. Know how you're going to go with the game. Look for the signs. Look for the temperature changes within the game. Okay, so have a great day. Hope you took something from this. Okay, hope you took something from this. Please comment away below whether you think I'm right or wrong, because in refereeing, it's all about opinion. Simon Hall, Grassroots Referee. You take care.